Hello, David. All right, thank you for including your work and this writing. I was reading through your writing. Everything's making really good sense here. So excellent, excellent. Let's go ahead and take a look at the work now. I've got the PNG open. So thanks for submitting that. I just want to, let's just do something here. I just want to get this into a background where it's not quite so cluttered. Okay, that's perfect. Looking good. All right, so here's where we're at. I think it's a fantastic start. I do have several recommendations. Um, I think the background image itself looks like it's a little bit washed out. Now, washed out is a term that typically refers to a lack of equitable tonal distribution in a composition, and that's otherwise known as contrast. So I think this is a little bit lacking in contrast. My recommendation is to take the background image, put it in Photoshop, and do a layers adjustment layer, adjustment layer levels, a levels adjustment layer, and increase the contrast associated with the background image. The masked image is placed. I think it's pretty compelling, very interesting. But the problem with the masked image is it seems as though that center background needs to be added to the that looks like the original background from the original image. Okay, so in other words, what you did is you masked out the outside, but the inside still has the original background from the original image. So what you'll need to do is add that to your mask so that we have this. So basically, we should be able to take this heart and place it over the words, and the words would be visible right through the hole in the heart. So definitely want to add that to your selection. As far as page mechanics go, I think you've got some really, really, really interesting stuff going on here. So a couple of recommendations. So the first thing I would do is this: is I would take the logo and remove it from there and place it right down here. Okay, that's probably going to entail reducing the contact information size a little bit. That's okay. Another thing I would recommend in the contact information is see how that first line is really long because it includes St. Thomas VI. Just drop that to the next line where it says St. Thomas VI and align it right here with the 7 and 716, the 8 from the phone number, and the W from the URL. Okay, so the first line would be 716 Amethyst Bay Boulevard. Then the next line would be St. Thomas VI with the zip, then phone, then website, just making sure that they're all, that margin right there is uh, maintained when you drop that line down to the second line. Okay, so then we have contact information and the logo anchoring the ad. At that point, what you do is you take your where romance meets the sea, and watch my cursor and just establish that as a headline. You can either span it the length or like something like that, or you can say where romance in the first line meets the sea in the second line. But I would like to see these left align. I think it'll be much more effective. So left align those, or keep them on one line and place them right across like that. Then add a subhead. A subhead is really it's gonna create kind of a segue, both visually and conceptually, between the headline and the body copy. So theoretically, what you would have is something like this. Okay, so let me see. Where are my examples? Okay, so see the subhead here. Subhead here acts as see how it's left align. It's a little less smaller in size than the headline, but it acts like as this kind of segue between the headline and the paragraph. And we can see that configuration here, here, here. This is a really good example. So think about that. Okay, so you have headline, then subhead, left align. Don't forget headline, Arial bold, subhead, Arial bold, italic. Okay, so a sub headline, then subhead, left align. Then you can move the body copy up just a little bit. I think one interesting thing to do would be to move this body copy up so that this is in alignment with their head. So start it right about there. Okay, now combine these first day of lifetime starts here. So you've got, well, this could be all condensed into one paragraph, and I think that would probably be a little bit more visually pleasing, as we wouldn't have these kind of gaps and spaces between the type. So think about compiling these in one paragraph. If you don't think that it's working like that, at least reduce the space between the paragraphs. Okay, so in summary, we have make sure you add the center to the selection for the heart. Then you have logo down here. then reconfigure the contact information right there. Move the headline up, left align, place it here. A subhead under the headline, Arial bold italic. Move your body copy up so it's relatively right across from her eyes. And then go ahead and adjust that type right there accordingly. Okay, try it. I think it's really, really going to bring the page mechanics to a level that is going to create much more visual engagement, greater degree of hierarchy, and a greater degree of visual harmony. Okay, so as I said, this is really a fantastic job. Oh, and don't forget, let's go ahead and try to just pump that contrast up a little bit with the background image. Fantastic start, really good stuff here. So if you have any questions at all, please let me know. But I would like to see these changes reflected sooner than later. So if you want to go ahead and address these changes and repost here, we'll go ahead and check it, make sure we're headed in the right direction. I'd like to see this magazine ad completed, if not near completion. I should say I would like to see this magazine near completed, if not completely complete, before you start your banner ad. And the relevance there is that your banner ad is going to act, your magazine ad is going to act as a basis for your banner ad. So it would probably be best to have the magazine ad squared away, then start your banner ad. In a perfect world anyway, right? Okay, so the important thing, of course, at this point is to make sure that if you have any questions at all, please let me know. Also, I just noticed something here. This seems to be cut off here for some reason. Right now, the type is just going off the page right here, but we don't see that in the PNG. So just make sure that you have plenty, establish yourself some good margins. All right, David, fantastic. Any questions, comments, concerns, clarifications, any of the above, please let me know. I'll be glad to provide anything needed in that regard. Thank you very much.